On this episode, if you saw the previous one, I told you we're repainting our bedroom, which we did a little accent wall over there. There's my shadow. But on this episode, we're going to hang the TV on the wall, and I'm going to show you how to do that. This is an older TV, so we had the brackets on it before sitting on the stand. So we had to remove the brackets and then get the wall mount ready to accept the TV. To start the install, we have to remove the old brackets off the TV, which just has 2 Phillips head screws per bracket. Just remove the screws and then the bracket comes off. Same thing on the other one, 2 screws. Trying to do this one-handed, and take the bracket off. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to set the bracket on the wall itself. So I'll take you through those steps in 1 minute. So every TV bracket's different. As you see, I have Jerry here, my little helper. So I already marked out where the studs are. You're going to want to use a stud finder if you don't know where they are, but I measured off because I knew where they were previously before we painted, and I marked them on the wall. So the next thing is you're going to hang the bracket. So you have to use a pretty good screw.
What did you paint, Daddy? What did you?
You're going to want to use a pretty decent screw, and I'm currently using a framing 3.5-inch screw with a 1/4-inch washer. So to start this, and since I know where the studs are already, I can actually get ready to install it. So to install it, once you find your studs, put it the height that you want, find your studs, and start to screw. So once you got one screw in to kind of hold it, you're then going to want to take a level and level it out. And once you have a level, you can drive another screw in the wall. And then do that 2 more times. 4 screws is enough as long as you're using a decent screw. I suggest using a pretty long screw. It doesn't have to, you can use a lag bolt. The kits come with lag bolts, but I've always used screws. This is probably my 20th TV I hung on the wall, and this holds it just fine. Now the next step's going to be mounting the brackets to the actual TV itself that adapts to the bracket that's on the wall. So the bracket I got was made by Mounting Dreams, model MD2617. I'll put a link in the description below. It holds up to 75-inch TVs. And these are different mounting VESA hole patterns that it accepts. And like I said, I'll put a link in the description below. Next step is going to be putting the extension arms on the TV bracket itself. two pieces of bolt that slide together like this, and then you put screws through the face of this. And they line up with holes in the bracket. You know, just read the instructions and I'll get you through this point. It comes with 4 screws with an Allen key. So get them all started. You know, like I said, every bracket is going to be different. They all go together differently, every model, every brand. Just read your instructions. You know, this is the easy part, because usually the hardest part is finding your studs. If you can't find studs, they do make a whole bunch of different like mollies and sheetrock specific mounts that you can get from your local hardware store for hollow wall install. But you know, I knew where my studs were. It's actually perfectly centered where I'm actually going to put the TV, so it worked out that I could actually get 2 studs. But as long as you get 1 stud really good, you'll be fine to mount the other side with a toggle bolt, anything like that you can buy at the hardware store. So just tighten these up. There's a few accessories and like plates that go on this. I'm not going to bore you with the details. So, you know, we got this part done. The next part's going to be is mounting the brackets to the TV itself. Next step is mounting the brackets that come with the TV system itself, mounting bracket. What happens is this hooks on top of this, as you can see. So when you mount the TV, it hooks on that, and then you have a flap. It comes in and you put a screw in this to lock it in place. So you carry it over, you hook it on the bracket, and then you come over here and take this little wing that comes with the bracket. That's what secures the TV to it so it doesn't fall off, and you put a screw through this that holds it in place. The TV wall bracket comes with an assortment of screws to mount to the back of your TV, and washers, rubber spacers, etc. We don't need any of that. Our TV actually had screws that came with it for this that I removed here already that you can see. So we're going to use the exact same screws that came with the TV to mount this onto the bracket onto the TV itself. So you line it up with your top hole. And the most important tip of this is do not use a screw gun when you do this. Just use a screwdriver and snug it up. That's it. So once you got the screws started, just snug them up. That's all you have to do. Because you can over tighten them and, you know, crack the screw mount in your TV. You could, you know, crack the screen on your TV. So you just line it up. You can put rubber spacers behind it, but I never have and never had a problem. But the instructions may say they use them, but I never use them and never needed to use them. Never had a problem. But like I said, read your instructions that come with your bracket. This is just a simple video just to kind of get you through the steps of what you got to do to get the TV on the wall. So the 2 brackets are mounted on the TV now. So this is where I suggest getting another person to help you get this on the wall. Install, I suggest getting another person to help you get this onto the bracket so you don't damage your TV or hurt yourself. But in this video, I'm going to do it myself, and I will show you how we do that. So pretty much get the bracket squared up. Make sure you have your screwdriver with you so you can put the screws that lock this onto the bracket on the TV when it's hanging on the wall. So grab your TV and you hook it onto the top of that bracket. And you'll know when it's hooked on. You can feel it's hooked on. And just before you let go, just make sure, just reach around the back, take a look, make sure you're hooked on. Now it's just resting on the two hooks. So next step is you're going to want to center it on the bracket itself. Which we'll use a tape measure for that. And just when you move the TV, be gentle so you don't knock it off the bracket. And you should be able to slide it right over. You'll get the same distance off the bracket itself. And once you're centered up, the screws that came with it, you're going to lock that back. Fold up supports over the back of this and use the screws that come with the kit to lock this TV in place. Once again, don't over tighten it, just snug it up so it's secure. It's really just a fail safe. And that's it. So it's mounted on the wall. Just go through the steps of leveling it out. And when you're done leveling it, you can do your, plug the cord in and you should be good to go. Hook up any of your accessories that you may have. We're going completely wireless. So all we gotta do is plug this in and plug the Amazon stick into the back of it and we'll be good to go. One thing I would say is if you don't know where your studs are, find your studs, get a stud finder from the local hardware store. Once you usually find one, if you measure over to center, it's usually 16 inches apart for the spacing. So mark your studs, get the height where you want the TV to be at, and mount your bracket and follow the remaining steps. So the TV's leveled out now and tighten in place. So this bracket itself is a adjustable one that swivels in both directions and also extends out from the wall so you can angle it if you're doing something you want to turn the TV. But we're just basically going to keep this straight up. So we just push it back. So that's the final product. It's all level, sitting on the wall the way we like it, and that's all it's going to be there. So it looks nice, I think, in my opinion. Some people like them on the wall, some people don't. I've grown to like them on the wall now. Being an electrician, to be honest with you, at first I really didn't care for them on the wall, but it's actually a pretty nice look. Keeps it simple, clean, and gives you more room actually in the room that the TV's in. So till next time, be safe.